I gotta get this off my chest. One Piece is one of the best series I've read. I don't care how long it is. It's the best. And because it's the best, the author have all the leeway in the world to extend the series how long as he wants. And there are some alternative motives when it comes to like things happening, story changing, extending it because it got so popular that that story he didn't want to end the story. A One Piece was originally supposed to be cut short due to the Dushishibukai and Worst Generation. With them added, the story is longer. But since the story is ending and it's somewhere in this final saga, it's finally gonna end. Now, is it a bad story because it's going too long? No. And that's a terrible, terrible critique to have because I'll argue that Naruto didn't have to be 700 chapters just to end this series of making Naruto Hokage. Ichigo should not protect his friends for a full 683 chapters or more than that. Nah. He didn't need none of that. And heck, Lord of the Rings didn't have to be over 1,000 pages long to end the story. I read Fellowship of the Ring. The book, the first half of the book by itself is amazing by itself. Where I'm going with this, the length of a series is not a real critique if the quality is good. If the quality is good, why wouldn't it end so soon? What's the hurry? Come back to it later on. Can't say the same about new mangas nowadays because Mashe, the new anime is popping. The series not gonna last that long. Why? Because I'm reading it right now in the manga, and it had a total of 175 chapters. That is lower than Toriko, One Piece, obviously, Naruto, even Fairy Tail. Come on. And I argue that Masha is better than Fairy Tail, but not a discussion for another time. Kinda like the main character and the whole setting of it, as it is. Better than Fairy Tail, to me. So, this video that Yosuke Sensei said, or was it Yosakuro Sensei? The YouTuber who, we're gonna react to today, has some flaws in the matter when it comes to long-running animes no longer existing. And unfortunately, One Piece might be the last pioneer of that. For Shonen Jump at least. So let's get busy.
Today, I wanted to talk about something that I believe is happening in front of our very eyes, but you may not even notice it. Shonen Jump is a magazine that provides us some of the most notorious and iconic series from Dragon Ball to One Piece. It is because of Jump that alongside a plethora of seasonal anime, a lot of the overall hype throughout the year and even anime movies come from the genre of battle action. What holds it all together is the most crucial aspect of it all being surviving the test of time. Every series that debuts through Jump must first survive the biggest hurdle of avoiding the axe. Over the past few years, we have seen series from Ayashimon, the Hunter's Guild, Candy Flurry, and worst of all, Phantom Seer meet their unfortunate end. The causes are for a heap of things from the reception to overall sales, but for those who
Gotta fix my mic real quick. I have to fix it. Alright. So far so good. The Sensei guy spitting.
who make it past the axe, they end up becoming regarded as some of the best series out there. One Piece in particular is a prime example of this, given its global love and constant evolution within the anime, and even now stands tall next to current giants in the magazine such as Chainsaw Man and My Hero Academia. A major factor towards One Piece's success, and for a lot of other series at that, is the overall serialization length which extends its relevancy. How long will an author keep a story going and keep the quality consistent at that can be the deciding factors for big time success.
And those big time success can determine whether or not the shit can get going or the series can end. And sometimes when the story going good, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, not all manga know what to end. Now, if you want to bring into Tokyo Revengers case, for example,
Right now in the anime, this is literally the arc before the last arc of the whole story. Ooh, spoilers! I know. I know. I don't care. I don't care. I'm a manga elitist. I don't care. They should have ended everything in the Tenzuku arc. That was perfect. I will call it one of the best mangas I've ever read. Minus the whole motivation for Kisaki. Boo boo. Boo boo. Hisaki motivation was boo boo. Cannot take this man seriously after that. Straight boo boo. Even then, it will still be like a good, clean 7.5 out of 10 series. But because of the last arc, below a 5. You see what I'm saying? Because we're getting some heat for the Black Dragon arc for the anime. The manga was still like ending, and things went south with the direction. And yeah, Takamichi and Sasan is about to go. You know what I'm saying? Into the ending. Not only the ending, if you read the manga. Nothing but pure disappointment, dude. Pure disappointment. If you want to solve something good, you gotta measure the creative like liberty they went through. You know, setting up the world and ending the world. The character story in the right way, the good way, which is the right way.
All of the big three have over 500 chapters minimum, with One Piece still going on to this day with it well being over 1,000 chapters. Looking at today, the sizable stories are coming down to My Hero Academia, Black Clover, and Jujutsu Kaisen, with the first two pushing towards the 400 chapter mark, while Jujutsu Kaisen treads on to 300. Now, while it may seem like a lot of chapters, in comparison, it is actually much shorter in comparison to the earlier state of Jump. With all this rambling though, what am I trying to get at here? To say it simply, the trend of long stories and journeys within Jump is gradually decreasing, and this current era just may be the last we see of long-running series. A gigantic claim given that anything could change in a matter of years now, and I could easily be proven wrong, but when you take into account of what stories have ended and where some are headed right now, it is definitely something to keep in mind. I want to first start talking about what has already ended in their final numeric. Over the past few years, we have had a Haikyuu ending with 403 chapters.
Ain't gonna lie, I'm not caught up to my Haikyuu. The way it ended, it seems wholesome. Because after what, like, last time I checked, the ending of Haikyuu is pretty good, as far as I'm concerned. I haven't, like, I saw some, nah, I can't cap. I haven't read it, but I saw clips where it's a huge time skip, and trust me, all I say is this: it had nothing to do with freaking volleyball. It's just the characters, which I do like. Which I do like.
45 volumes, Demon Slayer with 206 chapters and 24 volumes, and Dr. Stone with 233 chapters and 26 volumes. Haikyuu barely passing Hunter x Hunter by only 3 chapters, and even then that is already more than planned to change. All of them still having ongoing animes, with both Dr. Stone and Demon Slayer with
My Hunter x Hunter is a different story. The author, Tagashi, his body is like not the same. He is, to me, as far as I'm concerned, he doing his best. He's trying. He's struggling right now, but he's trying. He wants to end the story on his own terms, and he wanted to have like a final end to his long-running series. Now, Berserk is still going on, even though Miura passed. His best friend took the mantle along with his assistants to finish the story for that friend. Now, that is the biggest rarity I've ever seen. To the point where they're willing to have the story end on the terms of the author. Even before his passing, Miura wanted to end the series. Not just for the sake of himself, but for all his fans. That's the cultural difference between him and Togashi. Togashi want to end on his own terms, right where he at. He even stated on like an interview that if something happens to him, he have an ending in mind to be the definitive ending of Hunter x Hunter, regardless of whatever chapter it gets released. Whatever the chapter gets released, it could be like a battle between Hisoka and Gon for the last time. However that gonna happen, and boom, something happens to Togashi. I'm not saying it would, but let's say God forbid something happens. The ending is already set in stone. Check out my video about that and about his interview. Things can happen at any time, bro. Like for Demon Slayer, the manga ended because there were some matters that the author needed to attend to, and that author could not put that series in hiatus. It wanted to. That person wanted to, as far as how the author identifies. That far the author wanted to, could have put the series on hiatus, but that wasn't the go to. It was rushed, and Demon Slayer, as far as I'm concerned, suffered for that. The only thing is piggybacking the series is the animation, and yeah, so far it's whatever to me. It's the flashy stuff that I just don't like about Demon Slayer, man. Pretty Slayer.
Returning with new season soon, and Haikyuu getting a 2-part canon movie. Now, I want to take this a step further by looking at the current weekly trends. My Hero Academia right now is in its final act, with at the time of this video being at 378 chapters. Just looking at where the state of the story is right now, I would bet on this series not going further than 430 chapters at the maximum, and the anime having
He might be right. I just recently picked up the series again. I'm surprised they're going over 400. I was hoping like 300, but all I'm saying is this: like the next couple of months, I guarantee you, JDK is ending before My Hero. And I was hoping JDK would end before I was hoping for My Hero to end before JDK because the quality of the stories just went down. Some people might disagree. Some people would agree on what I'm saying. But it's a matter of what the heck are you reading My Hero for? You know what I'm saying? What are you reading My Hero for? Like the story or like the action? Or like the characters? And if you do like the characters, are they being consistent? Ask yourself that. But yeah. So far, so good. I'm just perplexed. It's like all the series that we like. I like My Hero. I like JJK. The fact that they both gonna end mid, it just sad to me.
solid 1 or 2 more seasons up its sleeve. Black Clover is in its final arc with at the time of this video being at 348 chapters, which I think will go no further than 410 chapters at most. Jujutsu Kaisen at the time of this video has 210 chapters, with a recent author note from Gege Akutami themselves saying that at the very least they are in the mindset of ending the series within the year. Now of course that statement is more subject to change if anything, but I think it's reasonable to assume that the series won't go past 2024. Each of these
Boy, did that age wonderfully. At the moment the manga of JJK, the final battle is happening. And some odd reason the calling games is still going, which is so weird. So I'm sorry to say, JJK fans, for people who experience this as real arc in the anime, the next arc is more or less what you're gonna get. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hardly anything changes for what we had in Shibuya arc to what we go to the calling games. Because, spoiler alert, again, the calling games is technically still going on. Crazy, I know. And we had the final set pieces of freaking JJK. Crazy, I know.
Series being in the range of 100 to 400 chapters less than Naruto, which ended its run with an even 700 chapters. Now of course, all good things must come to an end, and each of these series, for better or worse, have had a really great run over the years. This generation of shonen manga I came quite attached to, and only God knows how much of an emotional mess I will be when these stories conclude one by one. However, even when we look ahead, the trend of these stories getting shorter still continues. Right now, both Masho and Undead Unluck will undoubtedly end sometime late this year, if not early 2024 at the
Again, I think I mentioned before. Yeah, March is done. March is already over. The manga it is. That is. That is. The manga is done. The anime is still going strong. With the hyperactive second opening of March, oh my gosh, people just bumping that everywhere, bro. It's one of the best openings of the year. Cause it's so saucy, so unique, and bumps, man. Low key, I can feel some Hispanic tones into the music, not the lyrics, but the music itself, man. There's some culture, like rhythm going on. That's why I like the second opening of March so much. I'm not watching the anime though, nah. I watch some clips, but I'm more into the manga. And so, trust me, man. 50 chapters in, they already have. I already imagine like one thing they changed overall. Probably the pacing of the introduction and something along the lines of like what? That one dude, the red haired guy, like flipped the bird at some dude after he was like, messing him up. But I guarantee you that they changed to like him doing this instead of like doing, you know what I'm saying? Me, I'd rather read the manga. That's just me.
most, and I certainly expect a final arc announcement from Yozakura family towards the end of this year as well. On top of that, you can already tell that regardless of how great these manga are, Sakamoto Days, Dawn to Dawn, and Kaiju number 8 are not going to be stories that play for the long haul. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I do not expect any of these series to make it past 350 chapters at max. Feel free to comment to this video and validate me if I'm right, by the way. The point of this is to highlight the fact that as we embrace the new generation of shonen manga and bid our time with our current concluding series, things are gradually getting shorter. On one hand, this isn't something that should flat out be seen as a bad thing because it can be better for an author's health overall, as Shonen Jump tends to have a track record of authors running into issues while on the job. However, the result of this can ricochet into something far more significant than we could imagine when looking at new age shonen fans. Ask yourself this: do you ever expect to see another shonen character that is iconic as Goku ever again? Because
Iconic. The anime fans ruined that freaking word, bro. To the point where I low-key don't take y'all seriously. Every time y'all say iconic, I don't care. Y'all mess up the word so much. On the same level as masterpiece. Y'all literally put anything as a masterpiece to the point where I don't even know what the word means anymore. Cause you can take a mid-series like Attack on Titan, a masterpiece because it did something amazing, but you're not understanding how it got there. Yeah, you don't understand how it got there. Because if you did, you would hate it how it ended. If you read the first 90 freaking chapters of Attack on Titan like I did, you would know something is wrong with the ending. Y'all won't understand like something that's not connecting. Or freaking what? Naruto. Why do we have like a 200 plus chapter run for a freaking war arc where most of the cast survives? Because it's not the real war arc. If it was, half or less than half of the cast, or more than half of the cast would have like got killed off. Because that what Pain was like, the Pain arc was doing. Like no one thought that Kakashi would get smoked. Don't care about spoilers, man. If y'all didn't see Naruto, it's your fault. I don't care. And to compare it to the war arc, it's like the only person who got smoked was Neji. I'm like, really? Someone like relevant like Neji? And Neji was not doing much going on. So war arc of Naruto is not iconic. Okay, I'm not putting Naruto as iconic, period. Never. Never, ever, ever. But what Breaking Bad did, I could say that Walter White is iconic. I could say that freaking Frodo Baggins from Lord of the Rings is iconic. Or Aragorn or Gandalf, iconic people. And that's just the small percentage of characters in Lord of the Rings. That thing is amazing. Heck, I'll go for like Death Note. Light Yagami is iconic. He was a villain, but he's the protagonist of the series. If something happens to him, the story's just done. That will happen at the very end. Now, did it end as a masterpiece? Heck no. The second half of it is some mid-doo-doo. Mid-doo-doo. Okay? because they took out one character that was like so amazing that it gave us some broken down manured version of hell. My near robotic as heck. The other guy, I forgot his name, got clipped at the very end. I don't know. It was bad. It was bad. So, would I ever expect someone who's like comic as Goku? Not for 50 years. As long, like God willing, if I live to see 60, I'll be not so surprised that Goku is still relevant and not at the comic anybody else. Legit. Would I ever say that will be iconic? No. Freaking Ryuji? No. Senku from Doctor Stone? Heck no. That man will never be iconic because there's no big fights in the series. And I'm just like, what? Around like 140 chapters in the series. And that thing will be forgotten. Regardless of the good art, that will not be talking about. Because who cares about science like that?
I certainly do not. What makes Goku so iconic outside of his legendary Super Saiyan transformation is the long-term story from the original Dragon Ball to Z, GT, and Super, with each of these stories bringing something unforgettable to the history book.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't remember much from the Journey of Namek like that. Journey of Namek saga is only memorable because of the fights of things what happened and Gohan going crazy, raging out, Piccolo pulling up and getting smoked by Frieza. Frieza transformations. It was mainly the fights, not the world of the Namek and the lore behind it and what's going on with the characters here and there. Cause they were getting smoked left and right. So there was never time to marinate on the history of the Namek people. Because Frieza was on the loose along with his men. So, and plus, you want to talk about forgettable? Some of the things that happened in Dragon Ball, I still trying to watch Dragon Ball in first series. I ain't gonna lie, man. There's some good stuff here. Oh, a lot of Dragon Ball fans will not think of the first iteration of Dragon Ball. They'll think about Z or Super. Many people like Dragon Ball because of Z. And Z what brought people to Dragon Ball overall. And the fights, I ain't gonna lie. It's alright. There's some hype moments, but sometime a while you gotta be tired with the people fighting with chicken scratches. Like chicken scratch. I can do that too, man. What the heck?
Yet even now, I don't think there's a story that has even gotten close to that height, and there may not ever be one that will ever again.
Yu I want to say Yu Yu Hakusho, but I can't even say that. I could have said Sailor Moon, but I don't want Sailor Moon. But people know the mess out of that. I really want to say Fist of the North Star, but nobody's talking about that series. Cause that series was nothing but fights, tragedy, sadness, all around and all around. And the freaking background of the series, the story behind what's going on, was nothing more than a backdrop to what's going on with Kenshiro's journey. And I can't even say Kenshiro iconic because no one's talking about him. No one's talking about that dude. People talk about JoJo Kujo, Jonathan, Dio, all of them guys. All the guys are iconic. People know him. They know them. They know them to the end. You know what I'm saying? I like JoJo, and I remember JoJo more than freaking the stuff that happened in Dragon Ball Z. Don't get me wrong, I remember the fights, but that's all it is to it. Some of the story stuff, I remember some of it, but it didn't have to be Dragon Ball. Could have been easy Yu Yu Hakusho, could have easily Kenshiro, anything that hype, you know what I'm saying? But with the fights, and Americans do like fights, Dragon Ball struck gold. And here we are today.
Way, it's kind of sad to think about that people will never get to witness the birth of a new anime legend or iconic moments that define our childhoods because the ideas and visions are not going to be as long-term and grand as they used to be.
What did I learn from Dragon Ball? Just watching the series by itself, what the heck would anyone supposed to get out of that besides Get mad, get strong, beat up the guy who's like beating you up. End of the day, because Goku was doing all this just to get strong because it's cool. Trying to like surpass your limits. Train every day. The next duel happens. Well, give me the difference between this, what's going on in Dragon Ball, and any other Power Rangers show. Any other Power Rangers show compared to Dragon Ball. What the main difference besides you go fight, save the Earth, keep it pushing. Hang out with your friends and family. Something bad happens, fight the guy, keep it pushing. The Monster to Reach formula be like that. Sometimes it be an overarching arc. Bleach was a part of that too. Still is. Even watching the freaking 1,000-year-old Blood War arc, you see fights. The why is happening. People that Ichigo care about in the Soul Society, and a friend he knows is a part of the destruction of the Soul Society itself. The Quinches are back. They cause him mayhem. And all he's going to do is help people. Help them out. That's literally the story of Bleach. Which repeat. A friend of his get in trouble with a big bad organization. Not at first, but eventually become that way. With Rukia, Orihime, somewhat with Chad, somewhat because not with just Chad. It was made about like that one arc. I forgot what it's called. Then the Love War arc that all four of his friends that we know of. Something happened to them. Either go help them out. A lot of people help them out. They throw hands. Woohoo! Take the day. What we learn from that? Either cares. We'll do whatever it takes. Cool. I learned hardly anything from that because I'm not going to fight a war for over one dude. I'm sorry. I'm not God. I'm not God guy. I'm not God. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Same for Goku right here. He's not that kind of guy. Unless he has to do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I hardly learned any life lessons from Goku besides you can go out to the gym, get strong, and protect people, like do what each go and blah blah blah. That's not like that's so basic, really. It's not a nothing thing, but it's just like a sidetrack of like what you should do for yourself. So it's not really that you know should be that the main goal for you.
One Piece itself is a special case because I cannot imagine another soul on this planet that will want to make another story that goes on for 1,000+ chapters. Now the big question here among all of this is why? Why are these series getting shorter and shorter by the years? I think I can come up with two solid answers for this question. The first being that people's visions and plans are simply getting to a point where the long haul compared to a previous generation of shonen is simply not in mind. Quite frankly, I cannot blame any author for completing a story within a much shorter time frame. I think one thing that people underestimate is how taxing it can be to constantly draw and plan a story each week all year long. It's the same ideal with how people think millions of dollars magically make animation good when in reality it comes down to a combination of things from planning to time allocation. The longer a story goes on does also not guarantee the quality and consistency of the enjoyable aspects of a manga will remain. There is nothing worse than seeing a favorite thing that you love go down a path that makes you feel like it's unrecognizable.
Okay, the whole praise that One Piece was getting for the Wano arc, that was not the typical Toei animations, bro. There was some good animations going on with One Piece, like during the time with what? Uh, Ennis Lobby maybe. Before that, maybe sometimes some things with like Alabasta Saga, good stuff. But the quality of animation that going on with freaking One Piece, that was getting pushed because Demon Slayer was killing it. You Football was doing their thing, but they were doing their thing before then. Y'all saw Fate Day Night. They were like an even older older Fate Day that happened before the one we got. Unlimited Brave Works. That came out around like what the 2000s or 2009, whatever. The quality of that series is amazing. I'm talking about Phase Zero, by the way, and Phase Day Night Unlimited Blade Works, and Heaven's Field, the movies, the trilogy, good stuff. Never saw the. I saw a couple of clips of the '03 Face Day, but I haven't like get a chance to look at it. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Good animation can draw in a lot of people. A lot of people. Does that make it a good anime? Not necessarily. It's just story's mid. But to each their own. For One Piece, they got in their bag by hiring a lot of people. Hiring some top tier directors, top tier animators, even people for like no contracted them over like online, like Twitter, whatever. But you be seeing that like the pre-runs of the episode before it gets into the episode, broadcast to the whole world type beat. That was going on for like what 2021, I think, 22, 23. It's still going. Now seeing the recent opening for One Piece, amazing stuff right there. Top quality stuff right there. But the downside of that is going to be a lot of spoilers. What can I say? Read the manga if you love One Piece.
Rather, a series have a much shorter run and it be enjoyable the entire time than a longer series that may betray the foundations it was praised upon. If an author can accomplish their goal without stretching their vision more than they have to and without rushing through the plot points, then by all means, why should they? My second answer to this question is that the trade-off may not be worth it. We have seen the result from many authors that work under these weekly conditions. World Trigger has gone from weekly to monthly for a long time now in order to support author Daisuke Ashihara in his health. Tagashi himself has been fighting back issues for years on end now, and even now is still doing his best to create a schedule that will allow him to continue Hunter x Hunter. Gege, Horikoshi, and Tabata have each had their fair share of issues, resulting in breaks to unfinished art in many chapters and arcs. Even now, the author of Ruri Dragon, who slammed it out of the park with its debut, is on an indefinite hiatus till further notice in response to pre-existing health issues. I want to take a...
It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. Truly unfortunate. Yeah, I know what's gonna happen. You know what's crazy? If you guys read Vagabond, right? I'm not fully caught up with the series. That's an amazing series, though. The art is amazing, great stuff. It's so realistic that I can just hop into the page and just be a part of that world. The author himself is such a perfectionist that he took a break just to feel ready to do that art. So I feel like if he ever even dares to like even do that, do the tackle a series on his own, he would not be satisfied. It'll be easy, like he just draw it out the way he is, however he's doing it. People will love regardless. But if he's not feeling to himself that he's even up to task to do it the way he wants, the whole way how he see it from his view, he ain't gonna do it. So it could be like the next decade, and this man will still not touch his Vagabond. And people still wait for that. Me, however, I don't care because Villain Saga is up there, and yo, I love Villain Saga, bro. Same thing for Berserk. They still got people like working on the series, so regardless of like the art, whatever, I swear to you, y'all, perfection is a low key a creative killer. If you let perfection drive you to the point where it slows you down on everything in life, then it's not worth doing the thing, doing the project anymore. Or yet, even drawing, period, or writing, even. I say, to me, as someone who's in the field of creative writing, I say do the best you can. Make sure it's good. Make sure it's enough. But for the guys over in Japan, it's a different philosophy that they got going on with their writing and drawing, whatever. I respect it for it. You may not see eye to eye, but it what it is.
I want to say that no dream or passion is worth your health. There is plenty of room for wanting to succeed and reach heights that not even you could have imagined, but none of it will matter if you don't prioritize your body and health first. I wish these authors could take more breaks. I wish Shonen Jump would make these breaks more mandatory for an author's sake, but unfortunately, that is not the reality that we live in. It's heartbreaking to witness because for somebody like Horikoshi, for example, they have been through the ringer with their journey. 2 previous series getting axed and My Hero Academia being the big hit has probably gotten him in the mindset of pushing on to the end no matter what out of worry, but in reality he's in a much safer position than he may realize. As a fan, it sucks to have to watch an author work themselves to the bone just to get that chapter ready for Sunday, and I wish things were different.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Be real with me. Is World Trigger worth it. I've seen the trails of that many times. And it didn't want me to just jump into it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't want me to jump into it. Like you'll see people like taking out monsters every single week, monster week type of formula, type of story, whatever. I mean, we got that for Kaiju number 8, and that's the series he'll be in with a dude transformed into a beast to smoke monsters. And it's pretty interesting. I like the character interaction with the guy who's the monster and the friend that the friend he's with. Being the boss or whatever. With the team she set up with the monster squad or whatever. I like that. I like the interaction and maybe like invest to the world. Like what's gonna happen. Because I'm hooked. World Trigger, I don't know. It had the same thing going on, but not entirely. But it doesn't interest me enough to be in the mix. I think I read like a couple of pages of World Trigger. I dropped it. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. I got bored. It's so much words going on, like a whole spread.
Point is, if I were a new gen author and I see the things my peers go through, I would try to create a product that would still be in my vision while ensuring that vision doesn't come at the expense of my health. If the conclusion that I were to come to will be to keep my series at a certain story length, then so be it. This isn't to say that any of these stories are intentionally being done like that, because I don't have proof of that. Yet you can't rule out the possibility that these authors didn't consider these things and made adjustments to their plans to ensure that these negative side effects from working in such a taxing industry won't become a burden on their lives outside of the manga. The thing about Shonen Jump is that they need these big hitters, and they need as many of them as they can get to stick around for however long as they can. With these series getting shorter and shorter, we can expect a lot of the future weekly manga to get anime announcements at a much faster rate, and overall should expect Shonen fans to be attached to various different series rather than one main long-term one.
I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I never thought in my life that freaking Undead Unluck will get an anime. But something tell me that the premise and the story is so insane. It's so wacky, bizarre that it's money to like have it to be freaking gotta be animated. It has to be animated because so far I'm in the series right now. I'm watching the series, and in a way, I ain't gonna lie to you, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. So far right now, I'm in the manga, and things are being different right now. Different in a way that could be bad for the story overall, or even enhances it. It could enhance it, but I'm not sure about that because I don't want to spoil it for y'all. The anime is out. Don't want to spoil it. So far, so good. It's like, look, just pay attention to the storyline, understand the characters, and y'all be fine. However, I would understand like if you in Undead Unlock right now and read the story, I understand like some people like not being in this for it. But I'm glad that series got animated. The only series that I low-key wish couldn't gotten animated is like Fire Punch. But at the same time, nah. They gotta change a lot of stuff from the beginning. Good thing Chainsaw Man, that anime, man. It was money. It was a given. It was such a given.
Coming up this year, we are going to have Kaiju number 8, Undead Unluck, and Masho, and I would not be surprised if 2024 were to bring Dandadan and Sakamoto Days alongside Yozakura Family's anime. Shonen itself is transitioning to a new...
Yeah, true. Sakamoto Days. That's the series I want to get animated. That's money. That's money right there. Money on the table. I am knowing how long that series is gonna go, but it's literally money on the table.
Stage, there is no telling what the magazine catalog will be looking like come next year. If there is a time for a new star to be born, it is definitely this year, and whether or not that star will be the next Naruto is something only time will tell. To bring this to a close, I personally believe that One Piece and World Trigger will be the last long-running manga of a sizable length to grace Shonen Jump in terms of its long-term storytelling. Moving forward, we are going to be gravitating towards shonen manga that deliver epic stories, but not the grand or groundbreaking ones that many of us or even our parents grew up.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Who is bumping World Trigger? If I ask an anime fan like, yo, you like World Trigger? It could be like, who? Can you blame him? No one cares. What character you have in World Trigger like, yo, that's my guy? Who you have in World Trigger that, hey, that dude's cool. I like him. Who you have, bro? And I don't hate World Trigger. I don't hate it. I couldn't get into it. I don't know what's going on. It looks low-key boring to me. The aesthetic is so plain. The only thing so far it had is actually carrying the series. But then again, I don't know. On a first glance, first impression, it looks low-key mid. Like, if someone sells me on World Trigger and tell me why it should be heralded as like one of the best shonens out there, I'll listen. If y'all can't, I'm gonna keep it pushing, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is what it is. Mashe hooked me on a better, a promise of a good series than Fairy Tail would. I ain't gonna lie. And I like Fairy Tail. I like 7 Deadly Sins too, but after what was going on with those series, man, I'm like disappointed.
It's gonna be interesting to see the reception of new age fans and even how the shonen anime community adapts overall. This also can usher in a new wave of content creators because the age of sticking to only one series will not be the first option to invest in when looking at the long-term coverage. Of course, this is all one giant observation that I think we are moving towards, but as anime and manga have taught me time and time again, is that anything is possible. For all I know, there could be a bunch of rising stars preparing to debut later this year, and this whole video will become obsolete in a matter of months. In the meantime though, I'll be keeping an eye on the future of Shonen Jump, as I myself tend to be curious when it comes to the evolution of this medium. That's pretty much it for me though. As always, thank you for watching, and make sure to let me know all your thoughts about today's discussion in the comments section down below. Stay warm out there, and I will catch you guys in the next video.
Yeah, dude. Yoza, Sensei, dude, good video. I've been rapping a lot of good videos lately. I ain't gonna lie to you. Good stuff. I still stand with the whole premise of like a story is not bad if it's long, because you gotta incorporate a lot of other series too. We'll have to, because it's all about the quality and the characters. Why you reading the story? Are you reading for the plot? I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Because if you read the series page to page, you should understand that the more the story goes along, the more you realize it's more than just the plot. It's just the characters in the world that they are at that makes the world. The characters make the world, not the world make the characters. I still stand by that to this day. Still stand by that. So W video, subscribe to the original creator Yoru and Sensei, and yo, like this video up, dude. I like the sponsors, like on point. I really like this one. Comment what you think. Should long running series get the bad rep it should, or should they not? Comment down below. Subscribe for more reactions. I'll be out. Y'all be safe, be easy, and be chilled.